So Hare Krishna, everybody, and welcome to Iskcon Coventry Sunday program. And we welcome you. I am hosting the program today. My name is Vidur Das, and we have our lovely program. In a very short while, we'll start by honoring Srila Prabhupada by doing his arati, and our pujari will be doing the arati. I'm not sure who's singing it, but maybe Pujari is singing it also, I'm not sure. Following the arati, there will be the usual Prabhupada appreciation video. There'll be a lovely video message where Prabhupada is speaking. Following that, we'll have some bhajan kirtans by Damodar Prabhu and Jai Krishna, little Jai Krishna from Milton Keynes. And then we got a lovely part 2 of Raghupati Das's class. He gave an excellent class last week all on Jagannath, on Lord Jagannath. And this week he'll give part 2 of that class, which is, looking really forward to. And it's very appropriate because just a few days ago we had Snan Yatra. Snan Yatra happens about 15 days before Rath Yatra. This is Jagannath Puri. In preparation for the Rath Yatra. So that happened just a few days ago. The class will be on more Leelas on Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra. After that, we'll have the Aarti Kirtan and Nrsimha prayers and a few announcements. So Hare Krishna, we'll go to the temple now.
Shri Guru Charana Parma Kevalo Bhakati Sarana Kannamoe Savadhana Mate Jaharo Pro Sare bhai e bhavo tore ajay Krishna prapti hai jaha hote Guru mukha parvako chitte Ore Arakore Homori Asha Shri Guru Charane Roti Sheyo Samagoti Je prasade pure sarva asha Je prasade pure sarva asha Sakshurana dilore Janme janme prabhu se Devagana hide prokashita Prema bhakti jaha hoite aveda vinaso jate Vede gai jahara charita Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhava Janaru Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Prabhupada Lokera Jivana দেহ মনে পালো ছায়া এ বেজান ঘুষ প্রেভুভার প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন দুয়ে পাবে লইল শরণ জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় প্রভুপাদ নমো বিষ্ণুপাদায় কৃষ্ণ পৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামীতে নামিনে নমস্তে सरस्वते गुरुवाणी प्रचारे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चात्तदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरु महाराज गुरु महाराज जय गुरु महाराज नित्य हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य हरि बोल जय जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजक का शरीर श्री श्रीमद अभय चरण अरविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय प्रभुपाद गुरु पूजा की जय महाराज की जय ओम ब्रह्मानंदे
Iskcon संस्थापक आचार्य जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. So wonderful Aarti. Thank you, Pujari Dev. We will now move on to the wonderful message from Srila Prabhupada. Part of the Prabhupada appreciation session. If you can go to that, please. Control room.
The real fact is that we have lost our devotion and faith in God. He is begging therefore that love and faith, not your money, because he is already opulent. What you can give him? And what belongs to you? Everything belongs to God or Krishna. Krishna is full. Why is begging? He is begging your love, that's all. He is in need of your love because you have forgotten how to love God, how to love Krishna. Therefore, the instruction of Bhagavad is just try to revive your lost relationship with God or Krishna. that relationship is never extinguished, but sometimes it is covered. We are all sons of the Supreme Lord. So, Krishna consciousness means to be rightly situated in the original consciousness that we are all sons of God, Krishna.
Wonderful message. I really appreciate whoever the devotees are who put these messages of Prabhupada to nice background music and different scenes, different video footages. I really applaud them. Wonderful. Thank you. We now have a few bhajan kirtan, and today's singers are Damodar Prabhu and Jai Krishna from Milton Keynes, our little Jai Krishna. So he's a little Pandit, we call him, little Pandit, because he speaks with such a nice authority. It will come. He comes across very well as a young Pandit. So if we can go to, I think Damodar Prabhu is the first singer. Jaya Damodar Prabhu, Jaya.
So this is the bhajan for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing a very sweet noise. It's a Bhakti Vinod Thakur song. Gitavari se. Gaye go Ramadura Sware. Gaye Ramadura Sware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gai go Ramadur Sware, Gai go Ramadur Sware. Guhe dako, bane dako, sada hari bale dako. Guhe thako, bane thako, sada hari bale thako. Sukhe dukhe bulo nako, vadane hari nam karune. Gai go Ramadur Sware, Gai go Ramadur Sware. Maya jale bad hoye, acha miche kachale. Maya jale bad hoye, acha miche kajale. Ekheno chetan pe, Radha Madhav Nam bolo re. Gai go Ramadur Sware, Gai go Ramadur Sware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जीवन हईल शेष ना बजिले ऋषिकेश. जीवन हईल शेष ना बजिले ऋषिकेश. भक्ति विनोद उपदेश. एक बार नाम रस मातरे, एक बार नाम रसे मातरे. Gai go Ramadur Sware, Gai go Ramadur Sware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram 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 Hare Hare. Gai Gora Madhura Sware, Gai Gora Madhura Sware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gai Gora Madhura Sware, Gai Gora Madhura Sware, Gai Gora Madhura Sware, Gai Gora Madhura Sware. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. I got translation, Prabhu.
Yes, Damodar, very nicely sung,
Okay.
beautiful. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, for everybody's appreciation, he is one of our prolific writers in our Sampradaya. He revived Krishna Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He revived it. And he wrote several compositions. One of them is Gita Vali, another one is Sharanagati, and in that there's many songs within that.
Many songs, yes.
And I do appreciate that our devotees now picking different bhajans to sing, like one you just sang. But this, I'm glad you said, the translation, I think, is important. It's very important. It gives us more appreciation for the song. So, and I suggest for the future going forward, please, the singer, if they're going to sing something which is not your normal bhajan, which everybody knows, or kirtan, please explain that song before you sing it.
Oh yeah, yes, that's
for
right.
our appreciation.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's for you.
I have translation here. I got
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Lord Gaurang Sundar sings in a very sweet voice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Whether you are a householder or a sannyasi, constantly chant Hari Hari. Do not forget this chanting. Whether you are in a happy condition or a distressful one, just fill your lips with a Hari Nam. You are bound up in the network of Maya and are forced to toil fruitlessly. Now you have obtained a full consciousness in the human form of life. So chant the name of Radha Madhava. Your life may end at any moment, and you have no served the Lord of the senses. Rishikesh, take this advice of Bhaktivinoda Thakur just once, relish the nectar of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Well,
next time I remember.
But not just for, I'm saying this for everybody. Yeah. Everybody should explain what they're singing before they sing it. Then everybody will appreciate the song much more. Thank you. Thank you, Damodar Prabhu. And now we will go to Milton Keynes and our Jai Krishna, perhaps with some help from his brothers, from his brother and his father, maybe, or just by himself. We'll sing something. So today, what are you singing for us, Jai Krishna?
Paramakaruna.
Paramakaruna, right? Do you have the translation for that? Do you know what it?
Yes, Prabhu.
You have. Do you want to translate it first? Then we can appreciate the song better. You have it.
Translation is: the two lords Nitai Gaurachandra are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific signification of these incarnations is that they introduce a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratifications. One has to simply chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. But Lochana Dasa regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratification. Since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, then Yam Raj, the superintendent of death, is pushing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful.
Parama karuna pahudu jananitai Garachandra. Parama karuna pahudu jananitai Garachandra. Sabhavatara Sabhavatara Sarasiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda 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 Bajo Bajo Baj Chaitanya Nitai Siddhada Vishwasa Kori Bajo Bajo Baj Chaitanya Nitai Siddhada Vishwasa Kori Vishaya Chadiya Sera se Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Parama Karuna Pahudu Chananitai Garachandra Dekho re bai Tribhuvane nai Emona doyal data Dekho re bai Tribhuvane nai Emona doyal data Pasupati jure pasana vidhare Suni jatra guna gata Suni janra guna gata Suni janra guna gata Suni janra guna gata Suni janra guna gata Parama karuna kahudusya Nitai Garachandra Samsare Majiya Hili Puriya Sepade Nahi Loasha Samsare Majiya Rohili Puriya Sepade Nahi Loasha Apana Karana Apana Karama Bujaya Samana Kahoye Lochana Dasa 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 Parama Karuna Pahudu Nitai Garachandra Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Krishna. That is wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Absolutely wonderful. And that's a lovely bhajan you sang.
Thank you.
Yes. Can I ask the devotees who are co-hosting us, please? Can you get Raghupati, because he's on next? But I just wanted to just compliment Jai Krishna's selection of that song. In our movement, there was a wonderful Sannyasin guru. He's sadly no longer with us. His name was His Grace Govind Swami, wonderful guru and sannyasi in Iskcon. And I do believe that this Parama Karuna was one of his favorite bhajans. He would like to sing this one. And it's at the tradition, the tradition in writing bhajans and songs is that the last verse will almost all the time contain the name of the author. So here we heard it was Lochan Das Thakur. So Lochan Das Thakur is another wonderful writer of Vaishnava bhajan songs, full of meaning and interpretation, and we have sung quite a few of his compositions. So that was wonderful, and to see a young devotee like Jai Krishna pick such big songs. The previous time we were all astonished that he had picked Radha Krishna Pranamora, and we were wondering how this is going to go. He did very well, as he did today also. So well done to all our children. They're such a joy and inspiration to us all. Hare Krishna. So we would now like to invite Raghupati. Is he there, Prabhus? Because we're eagerly waiting to hear the second half of his class on Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Haribo. Not sure what's going on, so Prem Prakash Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanut Pranam. So as we are progressing with the things, I think we are doing very good with the program and we are ahead of time. So still waiting for Raghupati Prabhu to join in.
Okay, he's got 3 minutes. But can you remove Jai Krishna from the screen? And then put
okay, well, that's fine. Yeah. I'll just get it done. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So while we are waiting, as I was saying earlier, just a few days ago, we had the Snan Yatra in Jagannath Puri for Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. And one thing I did notice, can I be the main Prem Prakash? Put me as the main view.
Yes, Prabhuji, you're there, and main view.
Okay, I seem to be in one corner somewhere. Okay. Am I the main person in your screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, for me, you are. Okay. All right, anyway. So, there we go. So, one thing I really appreciated, in the beginning, this whole lockdown was actually a huge pain and so much trouble for all of us. We were not used to being confined and restricted in such a tough way. It was like a shock to the system. It was terrible. But then as time progressed, we all adapted, wonderfully. And then we saw benefits which we didn't think we would see. And one of them was these online programs. All of the world, people had to adapt to now communicate, interrelate with the people who normally have face-to-face, meetings with, conversations with, programs with. They had to adapt. They had to learn the skills of doing online programs. And surprisingly, a lot of people, and not just in a religious group like ours, but a lot of business. I've had comments from lots of business people saying, surprisingly, when they moved to the online platform, then what happened was they suddenly found that their outreach was greater. Their outreach was much greater, and they're reaching more people. More people were responding. And we found that we are now having a regular program every evening, starting with the Aarti at 7:30. So Monday to Friday, we'll have the Aarti 7:30 to 8, and 8 will be a scriptural reading. And at the moment, it's Ramayana. Saturdays, we have a book club. So we have a specific, because Prabhupada wants devotees to read his books. Prabhupada wants everyone to educate themselves in spiritual matters. And he worked very, very hard for many years to translate those beautiful scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can see many of them behind me, these wonderful books. Honestly, he did such tremendous effort for our benefit. So Saturdays we have a book club, a wonderful book club. And at the moment we are reading Harinam Chintamani. That is a book describing in detail the process of chanting. Because we want everyone to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, this is the Yug Dharma, the chanting of the Maha Mantra. In this Yug, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us we should be chanting Maha Mantra. So Harinam Chintamani explains in detail the process of chanting. And all the pitfalls you could fall into, and how to not commit aparadhs while you're chanting. So we just started it, and please, if you want to learn more, join the book club Saturdays. Again, 7:30 Aarti, 8 o'clock book club. And then, of course, Sunday we have the Sunday program starting at 6 o'clock. So a few days ago, there was Snan Yatra of Chakrabala Subala deities. And one of the benefits of going online, which I really noticed last year's Rath Yatra, was how close the cameras got to the lordships. It was amazing clarity, and they had drones buzzing and going into the air, and so the shots were amazing shots, and they were using HD cameras. I was really impressed that lockdown, nobody could be there personally for Rath Yatra apart from a few people. Most of us had to watch it on TV. But what a pleasure it was to get so close to the procession, and all the way. If you are physically there, you can only follow it for a short distance. But when we were watching it on TV, it was amazing. Throughout the whole procession, you were there with the Rath, at different angles, bird's eye view and everything. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to really sends a message of compliment to the producers. So how are we doing, Prem Prakash? Is our speaker on today? Has he joined us? We seem to be having difficulty. There seems to be some difficulty. Raghupati may be having a problem joining us. Okay. So Snan Yatra happens about 15 days before Rath Yatra. This year there has been talk of a Rath Yatra in London, and we used to go every year, fully kitted out with a large PA system on our own trolley, and really prepared to give good kirtan. Last year was the first year there was no Rath Yatra in London because of the lockdown. This year there was some messages coming through saying that there will be a Rath Yatra, but a single Rath, not 3 carts, one cart only, with all 3 deities on the one cart, and there'll be social distancing involved, will be implemented, and there is talk that we could have a Rath Yatra, but our mood in Coventry is that, look, this is too close this is still too close to be for us to behave normally. The lockdown, the COVID situation is still there. We have the Delta variant in this country now, which is its spread is very very fast and very easy. It just passes on. So Raghupati has just joined us now. So I'll just finish with my message here. So we felt actually we cannot, as Iskcon Coventry, go there like we used to in the past. We have to be very cautious. We don't put anyone at risk. So it will have to be an individual decision what you do. We are not feeling comfortable at the moment to say, yes, let's get a coach and all go down. We're just not comfortable with that. So Hare Krishna, I believe Raghupati has joined us. So if we can share the screen with Raghupati, please. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Raghupati.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I would love to see you also.
Okay. My video was locked. Okay.
Oh, there we are. There we go. Okay. Can you put a side to side, please, next to Prabhu?
Yeah. So,
yes. So Raghupati,
yeah,
I'm telling you, the compliments which came last week after your class last week were really, really good. People really, I also really appreciated your class and the stories you told, the leelas you told about Jagannath. Fantastic. And you put us in the mood for the Lord's Rath Yatra coming up very soon. Whether we attend or not is a different matter, but you really put us in a good mood last week. We really appreciate it. And we are now looking forward to part 2 of that class. More Jagannath Leela.
Thank you, bro. This was all mercy of Prem Manjari Mataji.
Yeah. It was a wonderful event last week, actually. Very nice. A little bird has told me it's your anniversary. 24th,
yes.
24th,
I need the blessing of all the Vaishnavas. Yeah.
24th anniversary, I believe. So later after the class, we will somehow try and, formally somehow express our
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Blessings to you. Okay. So sing something. Okay.
Shall we start? Yeah.
We can start, yes.
Okay. Do we have time for Radhamada or move on to class?
Quickly, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we will make a start with short kirtan. And it is Sudarshan who is on the technical side.
Today it's Prem Prakash.
Okay, Prem Prakash, bro.
Yes.
All right. So can we record this on this computer, or I know it's on YouTube as well. So are we able to record separate? Oh yes, we can. That's fine. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunjavi Hari Gopi Jana Vallabha गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना ब्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय निताय गौरे हरिबो 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 निताय गौरे हरिबो 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जमिष्टपाद परमहंस प्रभाजी का आचार्य स्तोत्र शिष्य कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति ऐसी भक्तिमान महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय। श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर जी की जय। कृष्ण बलराम जी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय जी की जय। श्री श्री सचिनंद निताय चांद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुमीलितमेन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaga Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanit Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanto Radha Kanti Namostute Tapti Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwahanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpitaru Bhayasya Kripa Sindhu Bhevicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhete Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanand Madhavam Kadachit Kalindi Tadvipin Sangit Tarilo Davhiri Nari Vadan Kamla Swad Madhupa Rama Shambho Brahma Marpati Gani Sarchit Pado Jagannatha Swami Nayan Pathigami Bhavatumi Jagannatha Swami Nayan Pathigami Bhavatume Jagannatha Swami Nayan Pathigami Bhavatume. Hare Krishna. So we like to thank Vidur Prabhu, Haridas Prabhu, Anuragi Mataji, and all the devotees in Coventry to give us this opportunity to speak on Lord Jagannath. So last week, it was a very special day, the birthday of Her Grace Premanjali Mataji. And last week, we heard the esoteric aspect of Lord Jagannath. So those of you who may not have been last week, just a very brief summary that we discussed, narrated the appearance of the Lord in different places, in different ages. So we started from Dwarka, then we went to Ujjain and Jagannath Puri, then Kurukshetra, then Sri Dham Vrindavan. So that was the esoteric aspect of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Jagannath Deva. Today's session is going to be the devotees of the Lord and other pastimes of Lord Jagannath. So I'm just going to start with one pastime in Jagannath Puri. In fact, all the pastimes are related to Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, although his devotees are in all over the universe. So we start the 13th century, some 700 or 800 years from now. So 700 years plus from now, 1348. In Jagannath Puri Dham, once it so happened that goddess Charchika, she came to get darshan of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath temple is the center of the universe because the Lord of the universe is residing there. So just like when Krishna was in Dwarka, all the demigods used to come and offer their obeisances to the Lord and take command from him, take his blessings and get instructions from him. You would have heard this story, how once Lord Brahma went to Dwarka, and when he went to Dwarka, he said to the gatekeeper, please tell Dwarkadhish that Brahma has come. So Brahma had a little bit of pride. That I'm the creator. And the Lord should know that despite me being the creator, I'm coming here. So I think we should respect that position. So Krishna said, which Brahma? Dwarpal went back and he said, Lord Dwarkadhish is asking, which Brahma? Brahma was completely perplexed. He said, what? Are there any more Brahmas other than me? And immediately, within seconds, so many Brahmas appeared. So this Brahma has got 4 heads. There were Brahmas with 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So many heads. Brahmas came. And so many Shivas came. And so many other demigods came. So this Brahma looked insignificant. And he was completely confused because he literally believed that he was the only Brahma in the universe. But there are millions of universes. And this is only Krishna's material creation, which is 1/3 of the entire creation. So 3/4 of Krishna's creation is in the spiritual world, which is predominated by Vishnu forms, Vaikunthas. So after this incident, Lord Brahma then understood that his position in this universe is very insignificant. Because all these Brahmas are coming, all these Shivas are coming. And they are more powerful than him in every way. They not only have more heads than him, they have more powers, more brilliance. And Krishna is instructing them. So similarly, in Jagannath Puri Dham, which is non-different from Dwarka, so many demigods come every day. And particularly they come in the midnight Aarti time. So I'm going to start with goddess Charchika. She is a resident of a village known Baki village. So she came for the darshan of Lord Jagannath, but she was late. So Lord Jagannath is all merciful. He doesn't mind. He does not mind if you are late as long as you want to see him with love and devotion. He doesn't mind. But goddess Charchika was late and Lord Balram didn't like it. So he went and he stopped her on the gate before entering, on the entrance. And he said, do you think that you can come anytime? And the Lord should give you audience. And my brother should give you audience. What do you think? You seem to be so proud that you think you can come anytime you like and you can just enter Sri Mandir to have darshan of Jagannath. So Goddess Charchika said, no, I don't think that I can come anytime. And I'm not proud. Actually speaking, I have a royal dress, 8 hand, so many weapons, a divine form, but I'm not proud. But you are. You got no hands and no royal appearance, but you seem to be so proud. It's not me who is proud, it's you who is proud. So Lord Balram became enraged with that. He said, look, I have been informed by the head priest, Bhitarcha Mahapatra. Bhitarcha Mahapatra, head priest, had informed me that he's not happy with this kind of behavior. You have offended the head priest, and therefore Jagannath will not tolerate this. You won't be able to see him. So head priest has ordered me that you will not be allowed to go to Sri Mandir to see Jagannath. So I can't allow you. So then Devi Charchika realized that this is not going to work, and if I have committed offense to the head priest, there's no way that I'll be allowed an audience with Lord Jagannath, because Lord Jagannath is very devoted. He's very committed to his devotees. He's very affectionate to his devotees, and he will not tolerate. So David Charchika said, okay, so please tell me, if I have committed an offense, what can I do to rectify it? Lord Balram said, you go to his house and become his maidservant. So when he is pleased with your service, then Lord Jagannath will think of allowing you back to his service. So immediately at that moment, Devi Charchika left the temple. And she also left the temple because so many demigods were coming and going, and she was feeling very embarrassed. So she thought, I don't want any more embarrassment. I'd rather go and just do what Lord Balram has asked her to do. So she took a form of a young widow wearing white sari, dressed in white sari, young, a beautiful widow, and then went to the house of Bhitarcha Mahapatra, head priest. So it was the evening time, night time, midnight. Bhitarcha Mahapatra had just finished his service, and he saw this lady coming and standing there at his door. So he asked, Mother, who are you? Are you looking for somebody, or you have come to my house? So David Charchika said, Father, I'm your daughter. I'm like your daughter. I'm looking for shelter. I have become widow and I have got no shelter. So please allow me a shelter in your home, and I'll do all the services I can do to serve you. So, very kind-hearted, Bhitarj Mahapatra said, yes, you can come. And like my daughter, you live in this house. But I'm very old, and my wife is also very old, and we have no children. So you are going to look after this house. So Charchika Devi took all the services slowly, cleaning the house, cooking, keeping the deities area clean, and serving the deities. So she took all the services and started serving Bhitarj Mahapatra. One time, it so happened that Bhitarj Mahapatra went to the temple to perform his service. And in the midnight, after the midnight Aarti, putting the Lord to rest, he came home. So it was raining, torrential rain, storms, and he had no lamp. So somehow or other, he came in the dark night to his house, and he found that actually house was also dark, no light. But he found that Charchika Devi was inside. So she welcomed Bhitarj Mahapatra. Father, come in, come in. It's very bad weather. And somehow we got no light here. But I can light a lamp for you. So she went inside and lit a lamp. Bhitarj Mahapatra asked her, my daughter, how did you light the lamp? There is no matchbox, and I don't have a lamp. So how did you light this lamp? Oh, she said, don't worry, I can light hundreds of lamps like this. And she lit the whole room. So before that, Bhitarj Mahapatra said, how would you light the lamp? Yeah, just before that. And she said, I can light hundreds of lamps. If you want to see, let me show you. So Charchika Devi took her divine form, put one foot in the house of Bhitarj Mahapatra, another foot in the temple. And she reached with her divine form, elongated arms, to the temple lamp and lit the whole house with the help of temple lamp. So when Bhitarj Mahapatra saw this divine form, he was completely surprised. He went almost unconscious. When he came to consciousness, he saw the divine form of a goddess Charchika, another form of Durga Devi. So he held her feet and started crying, oh goddess, please forgive me. I was thinking you were my daughter and I took so much service from you. So Charchika Devi said, no, you are my father. And it was the arrangement of Lord Jagannath that I come here and serve you. Because now, Lord Jagannath will be pleased with me. So Bhitarj Mahapatra said that I don't want to lose you. Charchika Devi said, okay, ask me, what can I do for you? What boon do you want? So the head priest at Bhitarj Mahapatra said, I just want to see you again. The goddess Charchika Devi said, okay, go inside your temple room and you will see me there. When he went inside, he saw the deity of goddess Charchika. And by that time, the goddess had disappeared. It was the middle of the night. When she went to the temple, she found Lord Balaram is very happily smiling. And he welcomed her. He said, "Come, come. My brother is waiting for you." So from that day, she got her service. Lord Jagannath became very pleased seeing her humility. He said, "From today onwards, you would not only serve me the way you have been serving, your service will be back, but I'll give you additional service. At the time of Rath Yatra, you will be sitting on my chariot. So you'll be in charge of my chariot. Although there are many gods there, but you are also going to become one of the gods who are in charge of my chariot." So from that day onwards, goddess Charchika got her service back. And on the day of Rath Yatra, she is now guarding the chariot of Lord Jagannath, Nandi Ghosh. This happened in year 1368, some more than 700 years ago. And the deity that was left with Bhitarj Mahapatra is still being worshipped after 7 centuries in the house of his descendants. So that is the mercy of the Lord, that he does not like pride in his devotees. They may be demigods, they may be Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, whoever they are. The Lord does not like to see the pride in the minds and heart of his devotees. In the same way, in the same link, as we were saying that demigods come to serve Lord Jagannath, and particularly in the midnight arati time. So one time the head priest has heard that Bibhishan is coming every day to Sri Mandir for the service of Jagannath, for darshan and service of Jagannath. In Treta Yuga, when Lord Ramchandra came back to Ayodhya, he asked Bibhishan to rule the kingdom of Rakshasas in Lanka for 1 kalpa. So Bibhishan knew that that was the service given by Lord Ramchandra. But just before the Lord was to disappear from the planet, all of the associates of the Lord, and particularly Jamwant, Hanuman, and Bibhishan, they were standing on the shore, on the bank of Saryu River, where the Lord was about to disappear. So when Lord Ramchandra disappeared, what happened? That the Lord took all his associates with him or sent them to different planets. Lord went and he entered Saryu River. And all the associates also entered Saryu River alongside the Lord. And this way, they either went to different planets, their respective planets, because many demigods had come to serve Lord Ramchandra in the form of monkeys or the bears. So they all went. But these 3 great personalities were standing on the bank of Saryu, just waiting for the Lord's order. So the Lord looked very affectionately at Jamwant. And he said, "Jamwant, you told me that you are not satisfied fighting Ravana. Ravana was too insignificant for you. So I will come in Dwapar Yuga and then fulfill your desire to fight with me. And after satisfying your desire, then you will come back to me. But until that time, you will live very peacefully, very happily, joyously on the earthly planet. So now imagine that even if you have slight material desire, you may have to remain in the planet, material planets, or earthly planet, to fulfill that desire. Now Jamwant is an associate of the Lord. But because of this desire, that actually I didn't have a good fight. I really need someone to fight with me properly. And Ravana was just too insignificant for Jamwant. So you can understand how powerful Jamwant must be. So when Krishna came and the Lord went to Dwarka, at that time, with the pretext of Samantak Mani's theft that was taken by Jamwant after killing a lion. And Krishna was actually accused of stealing Samantak Mani. So you read this story in Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna book very beautifully described by Srila Prabhupada. So Krishna, in order to clear his name, he went and fought with Jamwant. And at that time, after fighting for 28 days, Jamwant was fighting so valiantly with Krishna, the Supreme Lord. For 28 days and nights he was fighting. And after 28 days, Krishna took some pity. So he just attacked with a fist on Jamwant's head. So when the Lord attacked Jamwant with a fist, massive fist, immediately his memory came back. He said, understood that this personality cannot be other than the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Krishna, or my Lord Ram. Then he realized, yes, there's nobody who could fight with me for 28 days. So his memory came back, and then he surrendered not only Samantak Mani, but he also gave his daughter Jamavati. So Jamwant was left behind, and then the Lord turned to Hanuman. He said, Hanuman, as long as Ram Katha is going on in this planet, you will stay here. So Hanuman took the order. Wherever there is Ram Katha, Hanumanji is there. Then the Lord turned to Vibhishana. And he said, Vibhishana, you should worship Lord Jagannath. Because Lord Jagannath is the worshipable deity of Raghu dynasty. And this is the order that was given to Vibhishana in Valmiki Ramayana. Lord Ramchandra says, Kinchanyad vaktumichami Rakshasendra Mahabala Aradhe Jagannatham Ikshvaku Kulidaivatam Aradhaniya Manisham Devairapi Savasavai Tatheti Pritijagraha Rama Vakyam Vibhishana. So Lord Ramchandra said that, my dear Vibhishana, I want to tell you something, that you should worship Lord Jagannath. Because Lord Jagannath is our Aradhya. He is our family deity, the worshipable deity of Raghu dynasty. So Lord Jagannath actually has been worshipped for millenniums, many ages, because Lord Jagannath is Krishna himself, and Krishna is eternal. So last week you heard the appearance of the Lord in many ages and many places, and now we hear that Lord Jagannath was worshipped in Raghu dynasty. In fact, Lord Jagannath is the worshipable deity of the Raghu dynasty. So Vibhishan was asked to worship Lord Jagannath. Vibhishan took this order on his head, and now every day, imagine since Treta Yuga, every day Vibhishan comes to Shri Mandir in Jagannath Puri to worship Lord Jagannath. Now he is not living in Sri Lanka, he lives in the upper planetary systems, but he comes every day for the Lord's darshan. So one time it so happened that Vibhishan was coming, and then he will stay in the temple for the midnight arati. When the head priest has put the Lord, Mutsa deity, on their beds, their golden ornamented beds, and the kirtan is finished, the doors are closed, then Vibhishan goes back. So one time, the head priest noticed that someone is leaving the temple at last. He is the last person to leave. So he thought, I cannot see this person, but let me just persuade him. So the head priest, after closing the temple, then he persuaded this person. And it so happened that another story says that a poor Brahmana who went to Lord Jagannath to ask for some wealth, Lord Jagannath said, why are you asking me? Just ask Vibhishan, he will give you something. And that will be helpful. Ask Vibhishan. So this Brahmana used to wait. He waited until the end of the arati and then saw that somebody was going. So he persuaded. It was the dark night. And when Vibhishan saw that someone is actually persuading, so he turned. And this person was so tall, ornamented with gold ornaments. And he was so tall that he looked gigantic, because the people in the Treta Yuga were very tall. Even Dwapar Yuga, they were very tall. But in Kali Yuga, people go short. And as the Kali Yuga progresses, people are going to become shorter and shorter. It says in the scriptures that people in Kali Yuga, end of Kali Yuga, will become so short that in order to climb a banyan tree, they will use the ladder. So you can imagine they will become like insects, small insects. They'll use ladders just to climb banyan tree. So when Vibhishan turned, he said, why are you persuading me? The Brahmana said, Lord Jagannath told me to approach you because I'm a poor Brahmana and I need some wealth. So this is one part of this story. And Vibhishan gave his kanka, his bangle. And part of this bangle, so this kankan was so heavy in gold, pure gold, that kankan, this bangle, was like a wheel of a chariot, so heavy in gold. And Brahmana had a tough time carrying this kankan. So you can imagine if this one ornament was so heavy, how gigantic must be the body of Vibhishan. So he took it home, and in the Jagannath treasury, where they keep the Lord all the ornaments, this kankan is still stored. That can be seen. So this is one sort of story. Another sort of story is similar, that the head priest persuaded Vibhishan, and Vibhishan then turned and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm the head priest of Lord Jagannath." So Vibhishan immediately offered his obeisances. He said, "What can I do for you?" So head priest said, "I don't want anything from you. I only wanted to see you. Who are you?" Vibhishan said, "I'm Vibhishan, the brother of Ravana. And I come here every day to see Lord Jagannath, because this is the order of my Lord Ramchandra, that I worship him. I live in the heavenly planets, in upper planetary systems, but for midnight Aarti, I come here every day." So the priest said that, "How would I know, or anyone know, that I have seen you? So can you give me some evidence?" So Vibhishan at that time gave his kankan. And that is now still being stored and is available in the Jagannath treasury. Every year, near Garud Stambh, there is a worship of Vibhishan once in a year. So this is how the demigods are coming and seeing Lord Jagannath every day. I'm just going to finish with one more pastime of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath has many devotees, and he is equal to everyone. He also has one devotee who comes from a Muslim family. His name is Shalabeg. So Shalabeg was born by a Muslim father and a Brahmani mother. At that time, some 6-7 centuries ago, this was the situation. India dominated by Muslims, and they were kidnapping women. So this Brahmani was kidnapped. Shalabeg's father, Lal Beg, was a soldier. So he saw this Brahmani, he kidnapped her, and then forced her to marriage. So from this Brahmani, he had Shalabeg. Shalabeg also became a soldier. And one time during fighting, he became deeply injured. Having been injured so badly that he was about to die, his mother told him, "My dear son, only Lord Jagannath can save you. So why don't you pray to Lord Jagannath?" So Shalabeg, with all sincerity and devotion within his heart, he prayed to Lord Jagannath, "My dear Lord, if you save me, I promise I will give you this life." So miraculously, gradually, slowly, his wounds started healing. And very soon, Shalvek came to full health. So he did not forget the promise he had given to Lord Jagannath, that I'm going to devote this life to your service. So although from a Muslim family like Haridas Thakur, he devoted himself for the service of Jagannath. By the mercy of Lord Jagannath, Shalvek became an Ashu Kavi. Kavi means poet. Ashu means instant. That he became a poet who could instantly compose a poetry. So all over Odisha, many of Shalvek's songs have become famous. And one of the songs I like very much, I'm going to sing a few lines to you. And then we'll look at the beautiful bhav, the mood of Shalvek and his deep devotion to Lord Jagannath, Lord Shyamsundar. One time, I was serving Lord Jagannath in Birmingham, and we had Vidurani Mataji and other devotees from Coventry. So I told them this story and I sang this song. And when I looked after singing the song, I opened my eyes, they all had tears. But this is the devotion of Shalvek, such a deep devotion. We got a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to sing a couple of lines, just few lines. Jivan Rithive Jivi Vrindavana Jivi Vrindavana Darshan Kariva Jaya Shri Madhusudana Jivana Rithivi Jivi Vrindavana Jivi Vrindavana Darshan Kariva Jaya Shri Madhusudana Jivana Rithivi Shama Kundu Radha Kunda Kariva Snana Parikrama Kariva Giri Govardhana Jivana Rithivi Ami Jivi Vrindavana Jivi Vrindavana Darshani Kariva Jaya Darshane Kariva Jaya Shri Madhusudana Jivana Rithivi. So Shalvek is longing, lalasa. This is part of devotional service, longing. He is longing that if I have some years left in my life, I would go to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, I would go and have darshan of Madhusudan, Sri Krishna. In Vrindavan, I would go to Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, and I'll take my bath there. Then I will go and perform parikrama of Giriraj Govardhan. Kahisha Divigadina Jatiro Javana Radha Krishna Padu Padma Kuriya Smarana Jivana Rethivi Jivi Vrindavana Darshani Koriva Jaya Shri Madhusudana Jivana Rethivi. So Salve Goshen, that I am born in a Yavan family, and my only hope is to remember the lotus feet of Shri Radha and Krishna and pray to them that they deliver me one day. Hare Krishna. Sri Jagannath Swami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. My goodness, what a finish. You took us to Vrindavan, and the scene behind you helped very much. I can see Giriraj is there, some Kund is there. Let's say that's Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, you know. Peacocks are there, the swans are there. And, you know, earlier I was talking about in the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur, and now you're singing from Sal Bega. You know, these acharyas we have, these months we have in our, you know, in our lineage. They are amazing personalities. When they write something, it's deep, full of meaning. And if you take the time and effort to go into the songs, those songs will transport you. You will transport it. And thank you, Prabhu. I think you transported us today. You took us to Vrindavan. You took us to, you know, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Vidar Prabhu. Do we have time for question, or should we just finish here?
Quickly, if somebody, I'm looking at the chat and there's nothing there. So if someone wants to quickly type a question, you're welcome to. But will you still be here at the end of the Aarti, Prabhu? Because we do want to wish you well for your anniversary. We will send you our good blessings. You and Vinod Manjare. So no, nothing's coming through, Prabhu. So I'm just going to carry that mood in my, you know, that lovely mood you created. And with that mood, we like to sing, you know, sing the Aarti to our Lordships, offer the Aarti to.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the devotees. Pujari is ready to blow his conch shell. So
please be with us at the end of the Aarti, both of you, okay?
All right. So thank you to all the devotees. Jai Jagannath. Hare Krishna.
And Guru Vani, and today looks like all the main singers are the children. Jai Krishna sang earlier. Now Guru Vani and Nimaya, Jai Nimaya are ready to sing the Gora Aarti. And then Sudarshan will be singing, Sudarshan and Titik will be singing Nursing Aarti. So let's go to the temple. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Kiva Jayo, Jayo Gaurachande, Arotika Shobha. Swami Jagannath, Nilachala Madhava, Pyare Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra.
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 Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram.
Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai,
Ho,
Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai.
Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya
Ho,
Gauranitai.
Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj.
Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Jai Go,
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Ivan Prabhu, please do Prem Dwane.
Namo Vishnupar Pamhansa Paravakachaya Shashashim. Shrimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Jakt Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. DVD Founder Jakt Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind Ki Jai. Namachay Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. श्री सच्चिदानंद निताय चांद की जय। श्री पंच तत्व की जय। प्रेम से गौर श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीलो नृसिंह पलार महाराज की जय। लो जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। Shri Radha Sham Sundar Radha Madhav Radha Kukulan Radha Radha Banke Vyai Shri Radha Balo Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai Shri Govind Kapal Nandalal Vrindavan Bihari Ki Jai Vrindavan Nath Tirupati Dham Jagannath Dham Jyoti Dham Ek Chakrana Nadina Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Gaura Premanande. Oh glory Sri Assembly Varis Hare Krishna. Oh glory Sri Assembly Varis Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Thank you very much, Patipan and family, Nimai, Jai Nimai, and Guru Vani. You sang beautiful. There was a lovely, beautiful arti. And so nice that Nimai grows day by day. You can see more of him behind the Bridanga.
Yeah.
Well done. It was very nice. You played the Bridanga very, very beautifully. Such good timing. Jai, really enjoyed that arti. Wonderful. We will now do Nursing Arti. For that, we'll go over to Solihull, Pranava's house. And some names to remember are His Holiness Pataka Swami, all of our Iskcon leaders and gurus, and all the devotees who take care of them. And we remember all the other devotees suffering in various ways around the world. Recently departed person is Nain Manjari's Masi Lalita Ben Pankania. Other devotees also and people will remember are Pradeep Pankania and his daughter Rina, who are both suffering from cancer. Yesterday we heard from Mrs. Roy, long-term friend of the temple from its beginning. Her daughter had a very unfortunate accident at school. Lucky Roy. So she's in Queen Elizabeth QE Hospital in Birmingham. Hopefully today some surgery has been done, but wasn't very pleasant. Vijay Malan, Prem Manjari, Shraddha Devi, Prem Malan, Reena Malan, Chalpati Rao, Pushpa Gaival, Tani's mother, Rajni Lal, Sonia, and Gaurahari's mother. Hare Krishna. And
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Gita Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol.